Can a person who has no experience with cake make something that looks like this? Or even this? I bought a Johnny Cakes cake kit and I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of expensive. So I'm here to review it and see if it's worth the money, if it's beginner friendly, if it tastes good, and how long it takes to make this. Now he sells 2 different kinds of cake kits. There is the cereal bowl cake and the cartoon cake. I took a poll on Instagram. You guys wanted me to do the cartoon cake, so that's what I have. I haven't opened this yet, so I'm not sure what's inside. It looks like it comes with a card with a QR code for a tutorial and then the grocery list and kitchen staples that you need. So let's see what comes with it. You get cake mix, dark chocolate, white fondant, black fondant, a weapon, and a tiny brush, cornstarch, and 3 gel food colorings. It says that you're gonna need 2 sticks of unsalted butter, vegetable oil optional, but recommended, and heavy cream and eggs, 4 eggs. Okay, he's saying it takes 6 hours to make this because there's 2 hours of cool time. It's 12 p.m. right now, so we're going to test to see how long it actually takes to make this. If I'm like thoroughly going through the process, trying to do it in a decent amount of time, because I know a lot of you don't want to spend 6 hours, well, technically 4 hours of prepping and decorating. So he says preheat the oven to 350. He says to watch the whole section. There's 3 sections. He says to watch the whole section through, which I just did before you start it so that you don't miss anything. 9x13 pan, sharp paring knife, serrated knife, I don't know what the hell that means. Rolling pin, that's for later. Cutting boards for later. 2 medium microwave safe bowls. You gotta use the clear ones so that you look aesthetic. Whisk, rubber spatula, measuring cups. Okay, does anyone else have like 14 different sets of measuring cups? Also, do you like the new setup? I'm trying a different spot. Obviously, I'm doing the kitchen for this one. Can you comment below and let me know if you want me to do the kitchen moving forward or if you want me to go back to the old place. Also, I know my husband's usually in the background of these videos. Because this is a 6-hour process, he is not able to join us. He is working right now, but he should be in the ones moving forward. Preheat the oven. Okay, so this part kind of annoyed me because he says use vegetable oil instead of butter, but he said in the grocery list to get 2 sticks of butter. So I already thawed out 2 sticks of butter. So I'm gonna use the butter because otherwise they're gonna go bad, I think. Oh, I like that. There's a little thing that says pause and press when done. Okay, we're gonna melt the butter. Oh, we're getting butter everywhere. Butter. If I was legit and cool, I'd have multiple camera setups, but we're using a Google Chrome laptop I got for free off Facebook Marketplace because some lady's daughter said that it didn't work anymore, which was a lie. It works perfectly fine, but her mom bought her a new laptop. So I'm using that and my iPhone because we're bougie on a budget. 4 egg and whisk. I want to do a clear bowl so you can see it, but this is as good as we got. Okay, crack eggs. The shell is out, I can see it. No, I got these eggs at the local place, if you live in New York, at Stewart's. Shout out Stewart's. And the lady was all excited because eggs went down 30 cents. That's a lot of eggs, I feel like. 4 eggs for a cake mix. Whisk them up. Oh, he's doing it fancy. 1/2 cup of water and 3/4 cup of vegetable oil. Well, I will be peeing out of my ass. 2 things. 1, I just got my gallbladder taken out because I've never been able to eat high fat. This would be the definition of high fat. 2, I just switched to going gluten-free, and this is not gluten-free, but that's okay.
We'll do it for the video.
Okay, 1/2 cup of water. And then your butter. I only ever use a mixer. I don't mix by hand anymore. I wonder if there's a reason he doesn't have you use that. Whisk, making scrambled eggs. Add cake mix. So if you have kids and you wanna do this, 1, I think that'd be a fun idea, or a fun idea to gift someone if you have the money because it is a little pricey. But 2, I would definitely split this up. So either I would make the mix yourself, and then like if you are at home and then they can help decorate it later, or I would make the mix with them at night and then decorate the next day, because I feel like, I mean, they might be able to wait, but I feel like most kids are not gonna wanna wait and let a cake cool. My concern is the decorating part. Obviously this part's gonna be easy. We'll see how the decorating part is and if it's good for kids to do, or just everyday people like me and you. Okay, this is where we're at. Okay, incorporated cake pan. Oh my God. Prep it. 2 tablespoons of butter, spread it around the pan. Who else grew up with Crisco? Like, I don't feel like we ever used butter when cooking. It was always Crisco. And this would be a really helpful time to have Crisco to just spread it. That's a lot of freaking butter to spread. Holy cannoli. That's so much butter. And then cornstarch. I've never done this. I usually just spray some Pam on it and call it a day. So if this comes out easy, this may be a hack to use in the future. Although I feel like I also don't have the patience to do this. A big pinch and wiggle, wiggle. I'm wiggling and the cornstarch isn't wiggling. So far we're at 12:18. So I'd say like 20 minutes to make the cake. He says you can spin it to even it out. We're just gonna spread it out. You wanna make it even? Steven, good job. Okay, I think it's like flat, you see? Now we put it in the oven for 20 minutes. And he says to make the ganache now too. So we're gonna go make the ganache. So we gotta add the wafers and 3/4 cup of cream. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 30-second intervals. It's heavy. I don't feel like a rubber spatula is. I usually use a metal spoon. Oh, okay. 30 more seconds. I think I'm gonna use a whisk. We're getting there. Okay, it's not done, but I am, so. There's still clumps, but it's fine. I don't mind clumpy chocolate. If Johnny's watching this, he's like cringing so hard. Probably use like a electric mixer. All right, now put saran wrap on it. Okay, so this took 10 minutes and the cake has 10 minutes left or so. We're gonna check on the cake and then we're going to throw it in the freezer. And then this is supposed to sit while the cake sits in the freezer. I'll be back when the cake is done. Okay, so my cake just came out of the oven. It was 27 minutes for me. I put a fork through and it came out perfect. It looks like it's not sticking at all, which is great. He said you have to wait 10 minutes for it to cool off, cover it in saran wrap, and then put it in the freezer for 2 hours. So at this point, we are at 50 minutes total that this has taken. So another 10 minutes will be an hour. That'll bring me to 3 o'clock, and I need to leave to pick up my son at 3:55. So we're gonna have 55 minutes to decorate. So I'm gonna watch the decoration portion of the video now and see if there's anything that I can prep ahead of time. And then I will come back in 2 hours with you to decorate it. Okay, so it's been 2 hours. I'm going to take the cake out of the oven and start going on frosting and cutting it. I also watched the rest of what I need to do for the cake. Oh, that's very frozen. I didn't expect it to be that frozen. And my suggestion before even doing this, for kids especially, but even if you don't have kids, is to make the cake, cut it and frost it and let it sit overnight, probably in like a fridge or something to keep it moist. But when you're cutting it, you get to keep some of the excess cake. That way, if your kids are impatient, they can try it. And then the fondant part is a little time consuming. So I would split it up that way so your kids don't lose interest. Or if you're someone who wants to do it by yourself without kids and you don't want to do it for a long time, like you don't have a whole day, because with the ganache and the fondant, there are a ton of steps where you have to put it in the fridge for 10 minutes to set. So that 2 hours wasn't the only setting time. We're at 3 o'clock right now. I believe we did an hour of work so far. So according to what he said in the beginning, it should be another 3 hours of work. This is a serrated knife. What the hell is a serrated knife? This says bread knife. We're gonna use this. It looks like his. Okay, cutting and etching. Okay, we gotta level off. I need a bowl to put the scraps in. Okay, kind of level. Oh my God, we're breaking. I feel like I'm on a baking show and everything's going to shit. They're very moist, I will say, which I think is a good thing, but to figure out how he did it to make it straight. These are not level at all. Oh my God. That, sure. Now we gotta cut off. Oh, good Lord. Oh my God. I feel like this is the most terrifying part of the whole thing. Hopefully it's gonna be forgiving. And this is what I'm saying about if you wanna do part of it, you're gonna have a ton of cake, not a ton of cake, but you're gonna have cake left over. So if you want to just eat that, because I know kids and adults too, we just wanna try the cake. So also fun fact, cake pops is just leftover cake mixed with frosting. So if you have a jar of frosting, throw it in there, make some cake pops, or just eat it like that. Oh, this looks freaking good. Okay, so he has this big thing about like the consistency of this, and this is too hard. So he says do every 10 seconds in the microwave to soften it. I can tell it's definitely chunky and I didn't stir it enough, but gonna add character. It'll be like chocolate chips. I feel like this needs to be cut a little bit more. I feel like that was not a smart choice. Okay, we gotta put it on a plate. So we're gonna do this one. Put Okay, more. This is actually my favorite flavor of cake, is vanilla with chocolate frosting. The fondant, I'm a little worried about because usually it tastes like crap. I've made homemade fondant before that I love. FYI, fondant's made with, I think it's marshmallows and powdered sugar. And I've made homemade fondant before a million years ago, and it actually tastes decent, but that's not something you need to do with this. I feel like maybe this should have been cooled a little bit long. I don't know, it was pretty cold, but it's still a little difficult to do a crumb coat on it. So I'm going to ganache all of the layers and then around the side, and then throw it in the fridge for 10 minutes, and then come back and do a second coat. So I'll come back after the fridge. Okay, so I was wrong. It said 5 minutes in the fridge, not 10. But this is my crumb coat that I put on very thick, so I might be short on ganache. And then he said to melt this. So it's like that kind of, and pour it on top and then do the final coat. So I'm gonna do that and we'll just do a fun little sped up montage. Now, when I'm rubbing the knife over it, literally all of the frosting's coming off, which I think is a sign that I need to stop and then I'm doing this too long. This part is really tough if you're a perfectionist. Luckily, I'm not, but I'm just trying to get like a good little shape on this cake. And this is why I think that you should split it up and stop at this part, because I feel like this part can be really frustrating for a lot of people, especially, like I said, for kids who want it to look perfect. And I feel like if you just let this sit for a day and then come back to it, you'll be a lot more excited about decorating it than just being exhausted from doing the ganache and feeling like it looks a little janky. So we're gonna stop here. We have to put it in the fridge for 10 minutes now, and then I have to go get my son. So I'm gonna come back and do fondant with him and my husband. And for time check, it is 3:48. So it's been about 45 minutes since I started doing this. So we'll add that on to the timer up top and let you know at the end about how long it takes. Okay, we're back. So this accidentally went in the fridge for 30 minutes instead of 10 because I went to get my son and forgot. And now my son and husband are here. So if there is chaos in the background, that is why. So all that's left to do is the fondant. I already colored the first set of the fondant to save time. Okay, now we need to move it to a cuter plate. What did you say this cake look like?
Right there, look like that big piece or is, I don't know if the Matilda's.
So it looks like a cake from Matilda. Are you insulting me? He wants yogurt. This is like 100. Yay. Here's our cake. Now we gotta wet it. It says dip your fingers in the water, but I'm gonna wait until I roll out the fondant to do that. I gotta wash my hands, I just looked. I don't care, it's for us. Also, FYI, he gives you tips on how to not stain your fingers with the fondant. I still very much stain my fingers. This smells like Play-Doh. Okay, cutting board, cornstarch. So now we gotta put this on. It might be too thin. Oops.
Oh no, it's breaking!
That's okay. That's okay. We can work with this. This is fine. You see this. Definitely did it too thin, but it's fine. Okay, in the fridge again for 10 minutes. This is so ratchet. One side looks good. Yeah. Wow, it's like the Phantom. That's what I was going for. I was feeling confident about this until I was like, okay, we'll just show this side. There you go, right? Wow. Okay, we gotta chill it for 10 minutes. Okay, so we put this baby in the oven for 10 minutes. Also, I colored, you have to pick 2 colors to do. I had my son pick them. So we did pink and purple. Okay, hopefully this one won't be as thin as the other one because that was a fail. So this is going around the back. It just needs to be a little bit taller. Okay, so I gotta cut a piece and then I gotta wet all that. Okay, so, oh, this is way too big. This is just going bad so fast. You don't even know what I'm making. Okay, now I have to make like squiggles on the side. Yeah, definitely do this over 2 days because I've lost my patience. She's thriving. AJ's just eating all of the ganache right now. This looks so much easier than it is. Okay, now we gotta do the other color. This is going fine. Oh my God, this looks so ratchet. Roll fondant in triangular shape. This is not a triangle.
I'm eating the cake today. No.
Yes.
Okay.
I just gotta finish it first. You can have, it doesn't matter. It's not like the fondant's gonna make it taste better. Water, water. I struggle with the wiggly pattern situation. He set a pear knife and it looks exactly the same as his. This is the good side. Danny. What's the back supposed to be? Oh no, it's gonna be stuck. Oh no. I'm over this, I'm over this.
It ain't over, Johnny.
It's over, Johnny.
It ain't over, Johnny.
Okay, now we gotta do the side piece. Some of them want to use you. Oh, that's big enough. I need to get a thingy with water. This part I got, guys. We're getting there, we're getting there. I think this was supposed to be room temperature water too. Whoops. Some of them. Oh, this is not staying at all. Okay, we got it on. Now we gotta make the poop. Okay, don't watch anymore. I wanna surprise you. Did it. Hey, babe, don't look. Cute.
All right, it's time to move on to the last.
Now we're doing the outlines. This is fun. I'm gonna do this around the entire cake. I will be back, hopefully in less than 15 minutes. Okay, so it's literally dark outside. It's 5:45, so it's taking me nearly 6 hours to complete this cake, minus a 30-minute hiatus to take my son home, so I would say about 5 hours, but that was me rushing. This side is better than this side, clearly. I'm gonna show it to my husband now, who says he hasn't taken a peek since I did the outlining. I have a feeling he's lying, but we'll see his reaction. Don't look. Come over. Around without looking. Without looking. Sit in the chair. Okay, look. Tell me what you think it is.
It's an emoji.
Okay.
It is a cartoon cake.
Yeah.
It's a cartoon cake. Is it a certain cartoon?
It would have been so much better if I
That looks
had
real good.
patience with the fondant.
That
Ready?
looks real good.
There's the phantom side.
That's okay. That looks real good. It looks like a cartoon that,
Yeah, that's the point.
like a certain,
Like Flintstones, I feel like.
no, like Rocco's Modern Life. I can see more Rocco's
I don't know what
Modern
that is. All right, let's cut into it, shall we? Time to cut it. Is it cake or is it cake? I needed a bigger knife. Okay, we just have to eat it like this. Mmm. You want some cake? Oh, cake. So final thoughts before my husband and son try it. I would definitely split this up into 2 days. Like I said, I would do the crumb coat and the ganache and then stop and do fondant on day 2 because fondant is a lot more difficult than it looks. My main issues were with using too much water and also trying to roll out the black things to be all the same size. It was nearly impossible for me. I will say the cartoon part of it is a little bit like forgiving and it makes it look a little bit better. I think that the cereal cake that he has, there's 2 kits, is probably a lot easier than this one. So if you're looking to start with an easier one, I'd go with that. But the cake itself is freaking delicious. For the price, because of how long it takes and because of the tutorial and everything, I think that the price is fair. It's valid. It's expensive, so you're gonna have to decide if you want to pay that. But I do think that it's fair for what it is. So overall, I'm gonna say 9 out of 10. We're gonna give it to my friend and see what he says. Does he have a plate?
Got a bowl, even better.
Okay, let's see what he says.
Whoa.
Eat the cake. Go ahead, eat the cake.
Try the cake. We want to know how it tastes.
How is it? How does it taste? Yummy. Okay. There you have it. Okay, I'm gonna go now and clean all this up and eat some dinner. You wanna eat a bite like this? Goodbye.